bit of the intro, so I'll say it again. Welcome back, everybody. We are back with the Age of Decadence. Now, you may not. So the only thing I've really done, I went ahead and just picked some skills early on. I raised trading, because it feels like there's so many talking things with trading. Just feels like we've had a lot of talking things with trading. I think we talked with the house. I talked with about this guy's house. You right? We're working on that, right? If I remember correctly. So we're gonna have to remember where we were in the quest. So we got the Tower of Zemedi, the rightful owner. Talk to Edras. Wait, you need to deal with. Okay, talk to Edras. And Ganazar, the arena master, the map. Okay, so there's a bunch of things go to Ganazar. So okay. Supposedly the large cities, or actually someone helped me out and told me that the large cities are what affect the map movement. However, I'm not entirely sure if Ganazar is. I want to say I'm guessing Ganazar is a major city, right? Yeah, okay, hold on. We're going to skip past that. So we know that is a... I'm going to go back. I'm going to skip right past this. Because major cities do seem to skip you around. So I just wanted to confirm that was a... Hold on, hold on, I'm skipping through. I don't want to spoil anything for myself. Hold on, let's load. Ganazar. Load. My creative save names. We and the other one was hitting the keyboard. What? Oh, I clicked the save. I'm gonna skip. Load. There we go. There we go. Load. So I just wanted to see if that was a teleportation thing that would skip time. So I'm guessing the Zemedi thing doesn't skip time. Is that what I'm getting? Now, I thought there was a warning. I guess we only get that warning once. So normally I like to stick with choices, but if it's going to be a main map thing, if it teleports me, it makes me skip time. Without a guarantee that I'm going to skip time. I'm not going to hold to that. So Zemedi, for example, doesn't seem to be a major city. So we'll go. Okay, so you're standing among the ruins of the town of Zemedi. Not much is left of it. A few broken columns and wall fragments sticking out of the sand like graveyard stones. And of course, the tower, a relic from another age. Once a beacon of arcane knowledge, now a desert lighthouse warning caravan masters to stay clear of the area. Just as you begin to dismiss such a caution as a foolish superstition, nausea wells up inside you, and skin starts to prickle. The magic that was unleashed on Zemedi may have been weakened over the centuries, but it's not far from gone. Now, some of you were one of you out there were mentioning that they straight up there may have been somebody may have lied about one. I forgot if it was Ganazar or Zemedi that you guys out there mentioned was actually really not safe. So I'm gonna assume. Both. I'm gonna just make the assumption that both are dangerous before anything. Yeah, that looks dangerous. Shimmering wall. Oh, we got a new location. Skill points. We got some skill points. I'm kind of curious. Hold on. What in the world is that? The Crimson Eye. Crimson Eye. Oh yeah, that's something they gave us. Let's see. Oh, we got a ton of skill points. Oh, because I loaded back before I did the trading. Okay, so what I did was I boosted trading. Because it feels like a lot of stuff used trading last time. A lot of stuff. So I'm going to keep with that. Hopefully we haven't missed every single one of the remaining trading things. Because then that'd feel really goofy. Oh, a preacher. Have you come to pray, brother? Asked the man, chanting the words. Have you come to marvel at that which has been spared by their wrath? Have you come to ask why? You mean the tower? Is that all you see, brother? Scoffs the man, looking at you with pity. A dusty old tower. And how... Knocks on over my... Okay, but... And how, pray tell, did it survive the destruction of this land? By what miracle? By whose miracle? You know what I see, says the man, changing his tone and going back to chanting. I see a shining beacon of faith, a message in God's own writing to those who have the eyes to see. Why else has it been spared when everything else was destroyed? Why else was it spared when the gods could have flicked it away as one would an insect? Oh no, it was no accident. Believe me, this is a grand design at work, my friend. So why did they spare it? It's their way of telling us this is the house of gods. By their mercy, it was saved. It will be by their mercy that we will be saved when these doors will be opened, and only those of the pure heart and mind will be permitted to enter. Only they and nobody else will be saved when the gods return to end the reign of men. Only they and nobody else will receive their grace and be allowed to drink from the divine springs. How did you find this tower? The gods led me to it. My caravan was attacked by raiders, and I had to flee. After days of wandering in the desert, I prayed to the gods to save me. The very moment I uttered those words, the sky started to clear, and I saw it standing there in all its glory, heavenly light shining down upon it. The gods showed me the way. They tested me and my faith to see if I would falter and fail, to see if I would start having doubts, to see if I would turn away from them, like many have done time and time again. But I did not. I passed the test. I placed myself in their hands, and by their grace I did survive. Okay, let's leave. I'm guessing that other ones are going to be the same? Can you talk to them? Nope. So that's just kind of a lore drop, from my understanding. Alright, let's hop back in. I was checking to make sure it was going alright. Oh, guard. Hold on, they have like purple armor. Is that supposed to be different? They have a different cape than I think I remember. It was the guy who sent us here had that color of cape? Because I thought that represented different houses, so I'm kind of a little worried. So we're just going to go here. Look around. Take a moment to take it in. Make sure there's nothing hiding around I could talk to or do. Lot of ruins, though. A ton of ruins. They did want to hide something in here. They could really easily do that. Okay. Let's head back. Shimmering wall. As you get closer, you see why the tower hasn't been ransacked yet. A shimmering wall of red light, too bright to look at directly, blocks the entrance. Wearily, you step forward and the red light surrounds you. Instantly, it feels like you were walking underwater, fighting for every step. You glance back to measure your progress and realize that you haven't moved an inch. Use the Crimson Eye artifact. The red light fades slightly, inviting you in. You take a step forward and the red light surrounds you again, but while you try to struggle to make progress, there's less resistance this time. Suddenly the pressure changes. Instead of pushing you back, it starts pulling you in. Deeper and deeper. Uh-oh. Well, just to let you know, if there's a combat thing here, we're in some serious trouble. Like, I think our best chance to hit was like 3%. Like 4 to 3% if we take off the helmet. Surprisingly, the tower is anything but dead and quiet. A deep humming fills your ears, seeming to come from everywhere at once, and the floor underneath your feet is alive with vibrations. The air is thick and acrid, smelling of sulfur, rock oil, and other things you can't identify. Strange machines lurk in every corner, barely leaving enough room for the massive staircase twisted around a cluster of metal pipes running from the floor to the ceiling in the center of the room. In front of the pipes, there's a stone statue of a demon reading a book. Now, if I remember correctly, the guy who found the armor, didn't he say there was something like a bull, like a bull-headed dude that was watching the armor? Ooh, move my chair. In the last place, and then there being like a chest or something. So let's see. Approach. Okay, the demon is carved from exquisite craftsmanship. Oh, he's got the head. Its pose conveying both deep contemplation and perfect tranquility. Your admiration quickly becomes alarm as at your approach, the statue closes the book and turns to look at you in a single fluid motion. Stone features alive with curiosity. I do believe we have a visitor, says the demon in amusement, its voice rough but sounding expressive. Unfortunately, it seems we are closed at the moment, and I've been instructed to dispose of all visitors. That presents us with somewhat of a dilemma. The demon's voice shifts tone rapidly from the authoritative, we are closed to regret when he says all visitors. You could say dispose or die, vile demon, and slay beast before it consumes your soul. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, so dispose. We'll ask that. Destroy, kill, render inanimate. Do you have any preferences? I am an expert in such matters, so if there's some sort of demise you would enjoy more, I'm happy to oblige. I'm familiar with more than 1,000 ways to end human life, and I'm sure that I am capable of accommodating even the most exotic request. Okay, so he's like, it's like a bring your own executioner here. It's like the choose your own execution thing. Is what's going on here? Wait, what are you? Since it's unlikely that you can understand the concept of a silicon-based life form, consider me a stone guardian. I was created by the master of this tower, though he appears to be long gone. Such is the nature of flesh. It doesn't last. Stone, on the other hand, lasts forever. A gift and a curse at the same time, really. You mentioned a dilemma. Ah, here we go. We get some successes here. Ah, yes, very observant of you, says the demon approvingly. Yes, indeed, a dilemma. Though my master's instructions compel me to deprive all interlopers of their existence, I find myself in need of an agent at this time. Should you be willing to become such an agent, I'd be willing to disregard my master's instructions, and even reward you handsomely. You've come seeking treasure, have you not? Well, as the guardian of this tower, I'm aware of all the caches of treasure within, hidden or not. Help me, and a great treasure will be yours. Something that was given to me for personal safekeeping. So he mentioned silicon-based life form. I have a feeling this is more than we expect, especially with that thing in the background of him. I am imagining that he's just telling us what we expect to hear. Streetwise success. The part of the treasure was a bit overdone, don't you think? Wait, or was it? The demon seems disappointed. I was quite certain that your kind responds well to material stimulus. You're talking suspicious. Either you're a golem of some kind, but I don't know. I'm thinking this is suspicious. Very smart golem thing, I guess. Was it the demon was kind of disappointed. I was quite certain that your kind responds well to material stimulus. Are you not driven by greed and personal gain? Riches lose their appeal when you're dead. Since you're so concerned about your existence, let's go back to my original proposition. Your assistance in a minor matter in exchange for your life. It may lack a certain flair, but like you said, riches lose their appeal fast when you're dead. What do you need, or what makes you think you could kill me? We're going to say the first one. That sounds more intelligent. At the top of the tower is my master's study. There you'll see a triple flux rotary. Yeah, this is suspicious. The demon pauses on seeing the confusion on your face. Steel ring with multiple bands. Bring it to me and our business will be concluded. Alright, I'll help you. Come on with me then, says the demon. Don't touch anything and stay away from the pentagram unless your existence bores you. Okay. Something says that this is going to turn out that this is sounding like some ancient alien stuff going on here. The demon enters one of the compartments, stopping near a machine with 4 glowing cylinders on top of it. It listens for a moment, then adjusts a dial and listens again. Satisfied, it approaches a hatch in the floor, leading to a spiral staircase, and descends to a lower level. Follow him. See, this is getting suspicious here. I mean, if I wasn't suspicious already, that's pretty suspicious. Sky people shooting lasers with that kind of thing. It keeps saying silicon-based life form. You're standing inside a large hall. The noise, vibrations, and smell are magnified tenfold. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna look really silly. Metal pipes run along the walls and ceilings, connecting various machines with the central chamber. Reluctantly, you move closer, but then you stop. The mouth moving and opening in amazement. Your mouth opening in amazement as you lay eyes on an alien object at the heart of the chamber. If you could somehow collect molten lava into a sphere and set it to floating in midair, this is what it would look like. As you watch, the sphere shivers and contracts, a corona of strange energy flaring up around it and discharging into arcane symbols etched into the floor. Cables connect those symbols to strange machines in the corner of the room. Closely looking, you can see the pipes aren't merely etchings. They are more like translucent pipes made from tempered glass. Though you can't imagine how any glass could withstand the terrible heat. You can feel from the radiating sphere, even across the room. Whatever this mechanism produces is clearly being siphoned off by the machines and fed to the upper levels. What is it? Star matter. That's the best explanation I could give you, since talking about atoms stripped of particles with a negative charge would be a way. He's being too on the nose. I could get what he's going with here. I guess the character wouldn't, but you start talking like that, and I'm starting to flash back to what to high school and college. I'm on to you, man. I'm on to you, bull guy. Now you wait here and don't touch anything. The demon moves to a console and starts manipulating the controls. I will overload the system for a brief moment, not enough to result in a catastrophic failure, but enough to disable the field blocking the entrance to the study. The system is autonomous. It will compensate for the disruption, and flow will resume in less than 30 seconds. So I'll give you the signal. When I give you the signal, run upstairs as fast as you can. Trust me, you will not want to be caught in this field when it reactivates. Also, I guess that explains why people were smoking with cigarettes earlier. Because I pointed that out, and I was confused. Why? Because I was like, I didn't think they had something like that in Roman days. I could be wrong. But that sounds like we're being hoodwinked. We're being hoodwinked. Got it. Wait, I'm not sure about this, or how will I get back? The ring will let you pass through the force field. Alright, let's do this. Be ready to run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now! Run upstairs. You run upstairs to the elevator. The force field is gone. You step inside and push the lever up. Ride the elevator to the top of the tower. Now, is the top where we came in? Oh, no, it was not. This is nice looking. Some crazy shoulder pads going on over there. Cabinet, let's check it out. Mass distribution, gravitational wells, void, low density space. It's all coming together, I think. Star convex, now I guess it could be like ancient sci-fi, maybe. Flow of energy. So, I mean, there's still that possibility that it's not like total sci-fi, but we'll see. Because that's like kind of a thing in some stuff, but see a delicate golden device with a small dial and a couple of buttons. There's a symbol on the side. I can read it on the bottom here. There we go. You see a symbol on the side. On the other side, a circle with a diagonal line through it. A null. You push the small button and a strange silence settles over you. Hardly the most useful device, but it's bound to fetch a good price, and it doesn't take up much space. Did we actually put it in our inventory? I hope we did. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, mysterious artifact. That's kind of cool. It's a watch, I bet you. That looks like a watch to me. Well, I mean, is that a hand? And it might not be a hand. I mean, we pressed the button, but I'm kind of worried what we just did. That's kind of cool. We actually got something for reading for reading something. So let's try to read everything we can. Bunch of stuff with scrolls. It makes me wonder if I missed anything. Okay, all that's one thing. I already checked all this, right? We can go to the elevator or we can go upstairs. And now I don't remember if he said not to go upstairs. Oh, there we go. It's a weird symbol there. In contrast to the rest of the tower, the control room is bright and well lit. There are 4 large windows facing different directions, giving you a full view of the surrounding area. While in the old days it may have been quite a sight, it must have been quite a sight. Now all you see is sand and ruins. The center of the room is occupied by a complex control panel built around a large crystal semi-sphere. The panel projects shimmering images of the tower, but their purpose is unclear. A strange doorway connected to machines sitting in the corners of the room. As far as you can tell, it leads nowhere. The ring the demon described is lying on one of the tables. Okay, I'm guessing these are like force fields? I can't imagine why else they'd be shimmering. Examine the ring. Lore success. It doesn't seem magical at all. It's heavier than it looks, and the 3 rotating bands with markings on them. But other than that, it's a fairly mundane ring that won't raise anyone's eyebrows. Yet the 3 bands are somewhat familiar. You turn the ring in your fingers until it comes to you. A crude drawing of 3 long stripes with similar markings. Something about remote control. But control of what? Oh, hold on. Kind of curious. I don't know if we improved our lore that much. Ooh, is 4 lore going to be enough for in here? Because this seems like this is all going to be lore. I don't know about you guys. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Semi-sphere. Intelligence lore. Ah, yeah, it's all lore. Examine the image, try to figure out how to use it. Intelligence success. You almost figured out if you put your hands this way. Never mind. Ah, we failed lore. Success. If you're reading it correctly, the demon isn't made of stone, but some sort of metallic crystal grown around the power core and sustains and animates it. Like any mineral, has so-called cleavage planes, which planes of structural weakness along a mineral is likely to split smoothly. You know, okay, these planes just in case. Intelligence success could be the ring. Oh, the power core is the last piece of the puzzle. As if you study the ring again, everything clicks together. The markings of the band indicate distance and power level. The ring doesn't control the demon directly, but it controls the core. Thus, if the demon gets the ring, he will become his own master. Oh, no. That's not good. We don't have a lot of lore. Oh, no. We don't have a lot of lore. And I just did all that trading skill. I should have gone lore. Control panel. Maybe if I put on the ring, something would happen. Something gonna happen? Try to figure out how to use it. I mean, is it gonna just always be a failure? Or doorway? Okay, I guess we have to look at the doorway. We're kind of stuck up here. Question is what to do. Oh no, I forgot there's stairs. Oh man, now I feel silly. Go to the stairs. Thank you. Use the elevator. Go down. Yeah. There's nothing we can do but go down. Ooh, critical strike. Oh, no. I know what the ring does. Reduce the power to minimum. I decided to keep it attack given the ring. I know what the ring does. Reduce the power to minimum. Okay. At first, you don't see any noticeable... Oh, I should have read... I forgot to read what he said. At first, you don't see any noticeable effects on the demon, but when he takes a step forward to you, you notice his movements are sluggish, lacking the quickness and fluidity you saw earlier. I could still kill you, growls the demon, but his arrogance is gone. Well, sluggish or not, he's still made of stone, whereas you are made of much softer materials. You mentioned treasure... Ooh, I'll trade you the ring for some answers. There we go. Very well, it says reluctantly. What is it you wish to know? Your living thing Okay. Prince is unusual. Why were you created? What happened to your master? I'm looking... Oh, we're going to start with the important one. I'm looking for the temple of Thor Goth. Can you help me find it? You have to be more specific, human. I have no idea who you're referring to. A god. He was known as the Artificer. I understand. Another degeneration of your language. Agathoth, my master called him. Tor, Agathoth. Tor was some kind of honorific. Though the Magi rarely used it. They built a ziggurat for him. He told an entire complex, though I didn't know where. As I said, I've never left this tower. What happened to Zemeti? The war, of course. It's hard. It can be hard. It tends to be hard in architecture. But how did the tower survive? The tower was built to withstand such attacks, designed by the finest minds in the Empire, using the latest techniques devised by the Magi to deflect or absorb any power a foe might bring to bear against it. Within these halls, you'll find You'll find shield generator, energy shield generators, shock dampeners, heat sinks, reductive armor panels, all empowered by the generator at its core. True marvel of engineering. As you can see, 400 years later, it's almost fully operational. I'm proud to have assisted in crafting such a wonder. The city, I'm afraid, it wasn't so well built. What happened to your master? I don't know. He left after the attack, but never returned. He wasn't the type to let a servant into his confidence. I can only assume that he was killed. Knowing him, only death could have kept him from returning to his work. When did he leave? 382 years ago. Ooh. Why were you created? Why were you created, human? No bother trying to answer. I'm sure it was something boringly mundane, physical lust or some biological concern. I, however, was created for a higher purpose, to assist my master in a magical experiments, to plumb the mysteries of the universe. Stone can withstand so much more than flesh, which needs only the slightest excuse to split apart from the bone. Ooh, appearance is unusual. This form was given to me by my master. It's a tribute to the Apis Legion, though the additional arms were added so that I may better serve my function. Are you a living thing, a mechanism, or a magical construct? If by living thing do you mean I am able to think independently, then yes, I am indeed a living thing. If only my former master could express himself so eloquently. Who was your master? Marcus Domitius Crassus. Ambitious, loyal, perhaps too loyal. Of House Crassus? Yes, House Crassus. Have you heard it? Does it stand still? Asked the demon with sudden hope. It does, but I have a feeling it's not as you remember. Lord Meru is too busy calling for a return of the worship of the gods and the restoration of temples to be concerned with, well, whatever you are. The worship of what? Asked the demon, looking very puzzled. The gods. They're gods. They're the gods. The beings who created the universe and everything in it, who guide all our fates. They came to our world from otherworldly realm in the hour of the Empire's greatest need, to rescue from the barbarians who sought to destroy it. At least that's what I've been told. Otherworldly is about the only thing you got right, chuckles the demon. What happened to your kind, human? How did you fall so far? I don't know. No one does. If they weren't gods, then what were they then? Why did they come if not to aid the Empire? They didn't come. You brought them there. You brought them here. Your empire's greatest triumph and most terrible mistake. You created your own gods, and in doing so, fashioned your own downfall. It's rather poetic, don't you think? Okay, what do you mean by created your own gods? Does the word created confuse you? Am I not living proof as far as your art reached at its height? I do not know all the details. My master wasn't the type to indulge curiosity. But he did discuss this project with other magi while I was present. The greatest hurdle was to bring the gods, as you call them, here, to this plane. They labored for over a year to locate a suitable conduit. But eventually the problem solved itself. The gods were given bodies and the project moved forward again. And then the war was started. Well, here we are. Given bodies, human bodies. I don't understand. Don't the gods have their own bodies? Or, Alright, okay. Given human bodies? Yes, given bodies. They were not of this realm, human. They did not have a physical existence as you understand it. They required a vessel to anchor their essence to this realm. So, like, like kind of like a transhumanist, like where they like became like what was that whole thing? I think there was a whole Star Trek episode like that, of where it's like they got powers to basically become like energy or something, and so they're getting. So I'm guessing that like there's a huge like push there, and then they just came back to human bodies to mess with things. Is that what I'm getting? Were the Magi really trying to create gods, or whose bodies were they given? Let's see. Gods, omnipotent beings controlling all aspects of mortal life. No, I'm merely using your rich vocabulary here. I do not know exactly what the Magi hoped to achieve, but I can assure you that men like my master wouldn't create anything they believed they could not control. They didn't believe they could control. Okay, whose bodies were they given? Are expendable people in such supply now? People no one cares about. No one would miss. Have things really changed that much? How many gods did they bring? There were 7. There were 7. Okay, 7. I heard differently. Then you heard wrong, says it, even emphasizing the word wrong. So the gods were here before the war. Yeah, let's ask about that. Of course, they were here. They were here before the war, because cause comes before effect, does it not? But you mean the gods started the war? No, why would they? They were quite happy with their arrangement. They had gotten what they wanted. No, the war was fought because of the gods, not at their behest. You've heard of the Centauri, I assume. I've heard of them, yes, but few records remain of them. Besides, they were our enemy. How do I fit in? How do they fit in? How do they fit in? The demon looks at you in surprise. Why, they started this whole mess. They're the ones who made contact with the gods in the first place, but they couldn't quite figure out how to bring them here to this world from their own. So they came to your empire for help. Okay, hold on. Maybe they. So I don't think it was a transhumanist thing. It was like there were already aliens that were energy. Maybe I missed something. I won't question it. It was your Magi who found a solution. For a while, this was academic alliance was proceeding perfectly. Scholars from both powers working in harmony. My master even began spending most of his time at Al-Akia. But such things do not last with you humans, do they? One day, the Magi were all up in arms over something. They never told me what, but they blamed the Centauri for it. Blame turned to anger, then violence. They attacked the Centauri. So of course the Centauri didn't take that lying down. When their fleet arrived, that's when the war began in earnest. Al-Akia. That's when they brought the gods and gave them flesh, an entire town built for the sole purpose, if you can imagine such a wonder. Who built it? The Magi and the Centauri servants, of course, working together. Servants? I'm guessing that's... The Magi, their full title was the Servants of the Power of Creation. An awkward phrase in your language. In the native Centauri, it is a single word, much more elegant, I assure you. For a caste who referred to themselves as servants, they were rather arrogant and conceited. Not that your own Magi liked arrogance, but the Centauri turned it into an art form. Perhaps it was the fact that the Magi were sworn to serve the Emperor that kept them at least somewhat grounded. The servants served nothing but their own interests, ironically. Okay, and what happened to the gods? I wouldn't know. After the town of Zemedi was destroyed and my master left, my only link to the outside world was severed, and judging by your questions, I assume that the Empire has fallen and the art of the Magi is gone from this world. What makes you think that? It's really not too hard to deduce. You're the first visitor to this tower in 382 years. The tower was never intended to run long without maintenance. Yet no one has come and through this tower and its power source remain. Though this tower and its power source remains, no Magus has come to claim it as his own either. This tells me two things: that there are no Magi left, and the access of the tower is restricted. The only reason that the access would be restricted is fear. Men fear what they don't understand, and they no longer have the knowledge to understand it. And it is clear from your questions that you haven't the slightest idea of what is around you, out the workings of this tower, nor the nature of the construct such as myself, not even your own people's history. This suggests a few records survived the war, and your civilization had undergone a significant regression. A sad turn of events, but not an unexpected one. Thank you for the answers. Ooh, I'll keep it just in case. Or keep our word. Oh, that's a hard one. Because I think we're going to have to fight him. But then he might kill us. Oh, that's a hard one. Oh, hey, how's it going again? Remember the tale of the warrior you heard? Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. The one, like, I think they were talking about earlier with, like, what do you call it? I'm trying to remember. The guy who showed up, he fell from the sky or something. I think I remember now. I think I remember. Fell from the sky and he had caught, and then they had the people show up to fight him. He tore off the door or something. There's a bunch of stuff earlier. Keep your word and give him the ring, or I'll keep it just in case. If I do, I'll keep it just in case. I'm afraid he's going to kill us, and I don't think we can run away. Oof. That sounds like the smart thing to do, but also that like a really bad idea to do. He could just come and take it from us. But if I give it to him, he might kill us. The ring reminds the demon you have no use for it. At the same time, I'm giving a robot or basically a robot, a sentient robot, control over its own power. I don't know about that one. That's a rough one. And the gods exist in another inch. Ah, okay, I got you. They found them, and then the Empire found the gods' suitable bodies. Kantari found them, and then the Imp found them, and they, like the warrior the Magi found. Ah, I got you. So the Kantari went to the Empire for help to get the gods' suitable bodies. Okay, I think I got it now. Oof. That sounds like a really bad proposition. I mean, can he do anything outside of this tower? I think I'll keep it just in case. I'll make a run for it. Oh, that's not going to work. Failure, run is... Okay. We die immediately. We don't even get a chance to fight. Okay, we know. We don't even get a chance to fight. Okay, so it doesn't even go into a fight thing. Load. I just had to see. I had to see what would happen. Okay. Know what the ring does. Okay. Let's talk all about this. We can skip through all this. We could fight it. Just for fun. We do not have a lot of critical strikes, so, I mean, that won't really help us. I had to see what would happen. We'll give him the ring. We may be in a bad situation. Wait for him to leave. Okay. Oh, we can actually go up the tower. Oh, I wonder if we can talk to him still. I wonder if you can actually talk to him. Is he around? I guess... I wonder if we could come back to it and do that. Huh. Maybe, I don't know if we can come back to it. Go down, yep. I mean, it's pretty clear that even if we were caught, we were not going to be able to fight it. We were definitely not going to be able to fight it. Are those maybe? Oh, they got interesting look to them. Oh, go downstairs. Will we die immediately? We might die immediately from going downstairs. Oh no! Hey, we can go. We could actually walk around downstairs. Interesting power tube. Huh. Box with strange tools. So this one Fashion yourself a sword. Oh, crafting. Ah. Box with strange tools. I feel like this could add some really cool stuff if we had more lore. I feel like we should have probably raised lore instead of trading. Small gauge on the other. Closely look. A notice a socket for a power tube. Maybe if we said treasure, he would have given us stuff, but he would have probably killed us. Oh, we could try again? Nope. Hey, hold on. Do we have... There you go. Crafting. Whoop. There we go. Nope. It's not gonna work for us. Oh, you killed... He's tough. You fought him before? That's really cool. He's just really tough. I don't know, let's see. I imagine I imagine that was not a fight we could do. Considering, like, normal people... Like, literally, a single normal person could kill us very easily. Very, very easily. We're just not playing a character that's ready for it. I feel like we had gone in with a little more lore, we would have been a little better off. Oh, gosh. All these guys are dead. That's interesting. Is he going to go on, like, a killing spree? I'm afraid that's the case. But, hey. You know, waste not, what not. We're going to... Hold on. I feel bad if I take these people's clothes. So, you know what? I'll take everything but the clothes. Imagine it's just heavy. Hey, can I... Hey, transfer. Transfer. This is the first time I've actually been able to loot items. Considering I, what, not had any fighting successes. Transfer. Okay. And, yeah. Oh, and there's one more person. Transfer. Transfer. I mean, we might be able to get something to... I feel like we're going to end up in the war of all wars. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Because that's what we promised the one guy, and that's looking like it's inevitable right now. Oh, guard. He might have some really nice stuff on him. Transfer. 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 All the money. All the arrows, the cape, and the armor. Transfer, and I can actually, hold on, leave. What can I give him? Something light. Wooden stick. Take the wooden stick. Transfer. That's exactly enough weight. Maybe we can drop one more thing. Stone. We don't need stones. Transfer. Transfer. There we go. I mean, not that the armor will probably help us that much. Oh, the bridge is destroyed. That's not good. Oh, no, we need to do the travel, don't we? We probably do need to do the travel. Never done one. This is a talker. Yeah, it's definitely not coming off as this. I feel like if you're a talker, if you had lore, that would have probably worked. And there is a talker class. I think. Well, you already probably know with the Praetor. Because I when I was selecting the choices, the Praetor was like a talker combat character. So, but this is my first run at it, so I figured the talker might be a fun test. But I've definitely learned this game. Wouldn't it actually hurt to have be a hybrid to some degree? It actually wouldn't hurt to be a hybrid in this game, which is kind of surprising, actually. I don't know. I guess if you want to be totally combat, I would feel like that would probably. It's coming off as if you went totally combat, you'd probably be safest, and then every other skill, being like having like a secondary way of dealing with things, whether it's lore or talking, or that's what I'm guessing. But that's basically from my first impression of the game. Whoop. All right. So let's go back to the palace and tell them what was there. Real quick. A little pop-up. There we go. Alright, let's head to the palace and get inside. Alright, Centurion, let us in. We got important news. You're on the list. Wait. Oh, I can just go inside. Never mind. Okay, I wonder if we just like ignored everyone and we just went from city to city to city. I don't know if we could even do that. There we go. You enter the main hall, and at the far end of it, Lord Galus holds court, receiving daily visitors in order of their importance. A row of guards form a barrier between the lord of the house and the petitioners, and blank stares on their faces. Another row forms a semicircle around Galus, their eyes constantly scanning the crowd. Approach. Speak, commands Galus, beckoning you to step forward. About the tower. Wait for Erebus, my lore master. He'll want to hear what you have to say. Master Erebus is a dignified man in his 60s, with a gray, well-groomed beard appropriate for his position, sharp, intelligent eyes. So you went inside the tower and lived to tell the tale, he said. Kinda. I'll say that. He says in a surprisingly strong and booming voice, it seems that Master Erebus has accepted his own superiority a long time ago, and his mannerisms reflect the confidence this acceptance required. What did you find there? The tower was empty, there was nothing but dust and cobwebs, or there was a demon but it escaped. A demon? So the legends are true. A Kentari demon is still alive after all these years. Most remarkable. It probably went seeking its long-dead masters. What else did you see there? There's nothing but dust and cobwebs, many strange and wondrous things. Demons created by the Magi. Ooh. We'll say that. Of course it would say that, says Erebus dismissively. It's a creature of lies and deceit. What reason would it have to tell you the truth? Why would it lie? Truth is a commodity, the most valuable one there is. Man or demon, one simply does not give it away for the asking. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. What else did he see in there? Many strange and wondrous things. Fascinating, whispers Erebus, his eyes wide in wonder. How much have we lost? How much have we lost? Perhaps it's not too late to start reclaiming lost knowledge. See that? It was too late the moment the Magi unleashed something that they couldn't put back in the jar. Now, what chance do we stand? Sealing it all, turning our backs on it isn't an easy choice, but it's the only choice we have if we want to survive. Turn to Galus. So you're no closer to finding the temple, asked Galus impatiently. Then put it aside for now. I'm sending you to Ganazar. We have a situation there, and I want to see how you handle it. You gain insight, which you can use to increase your skills. You receive money, and okay. We caught Maru digging around in ruins that he promised to stay away from. Either he's testing us, or the transformation has affected his judgment. Either way, we hadn't had to respond. Ganazar is under siege now. Where we go from here is up to Maru. And you, since you are willing to go there as my envoy, so go to Ganazar and tell Maru the Hasturilla is holding him accountable. See what he says. Remember, you speak with my voice now, so make sure your voice is heard loud and clear. His transformation? Maru's renounced his lordship and proclaimed himself to be the first acolyte of something or another. No other lord has replaced him. So he remains the de facto ruler of House Crassus and Ganazar. If he thinks that he can hide this from me behind a different title, he's going to be very disappointed. That's all. What would prevent Maru from killing me on the spot? Thank you. I get to actually find. Hopefully, he will prevent me from having to just betray him. Because so far, that's happened every time as a talker. We've had to betray everyone we had the opportunity to. Oh, yeah, you were telling me it wasn't safe. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to see how dangerous it's going to be. I mean, I don't know if... Hold on. I wonder if because whoever said they were of House Crassus, so I wonder if the golem thing went there. What else can it be? Don't tell me that you believe it's drivel about gods and salvation. Our salvation lies in uniting and rebuilding, not in hoping that someone will come to save us. What would stop Maru from killing us on the spot? My army camped outside his walls, says Galus with arrogance. They are the stick, and you are the carrot. If Maru doesn't like what you have to say, he will have the alternative even less. He will like the alternative even less. Why are you doing it? Magic is dangerous. We can't allow Maru to gamble with our future. It's not what I meant. Christmas success. I want to leave a legacy. I want to be remembered as a man who united the land and forged a new kingdom, not as a man who watched and did nothing while what was left of our mighty civilization crumbled. You'd wage war to bring peace, throw the land into chaos to bring stability? That sounds like Skyrim. Plunge this land into chaos. That sounds like very similar. It just makes me think of Tullius for some reason. Do you see another way? Do you think that Antitus, Meru, Paulus would listen to reason? Do you think they would lay down their arms and join me willingly? Join you or serve you? There can only be one king. Should it be Antitus, the man who waged war for decades and all but destroyed his own house? Should it be Meru, the man who sees our salvation, and our future in worship and prayers? Ever since the empire fell, the noble houses fought each other, wasting their strength instead of combining it. While the imperial guards watched us like vultures. We've lost 4 houses and dozens of towns, but what did we gain? House Aurelian is the shadow of what it once was. House Crassus has fallen into madness. How much longer should we wait? Until there's nothing left to save. We've seen as conqueror, not a savior. Oof. Well, maybe that's a charisma thing, and it's just not telling me. You can't save anything unless you have powers over it. Can you save Terran with words and good intentions? Admittedly, that has not gone very well with us so far. So he has a point. That's a score on the board for Galus there. Galus. Karen has had the right idea, but he's a guardsman. Their version of a better future isn't for everyone. And yours is? Does my city not speak for itself? Does it not attest to House Aurelian's ability to govern? Some would say House Aurelian owes its good fortune to the fact the empire fell. Your house grabbed the best and biggest slice of the pie. It's much easier to do well when you control the largest, richest city. We'll say that. I think we're charismatic enough that we gotta push our charisma at times. There we go. And what kept House Daraton from doing the same? We moved fast. They didn't. That's all there is to it. Or success, I've heard House Daraton stayed behind and held the line to give the other houses enough time to withdraw. What do you want me to do about it now? Hand over Mataran? Been my need to Antitus? It's ancient history now. What happened in the last days of the Empire? Why did you have everyone have to retreat? When the war had finally reached Alium, fighting was so fierce that the earth itself couldn't bear it anymore. It trembled, then split open, and the capital city, along with the Kantari army and their demons, vanished into the fire and water, never to be seen again. The Darton forces kept the Kantari back to deny them a chance to escape the cataclysm. Didn't Mataran belong to House Kalini? House Kalini was too weak to hold the city. If it didn't fall to us, it would have fallen to the next strong house. House Kalini was gifted by Mataran by the Emperor. It was a gift, a reward for faithful service. They've never had the strength to rule over it. They've governed the city in the Emperor's name, relying on the Imperial army. They lack the strength to hold it on their own. Okay. Oh, he told us the tower was safe and it was not safe. Or he told us that all this would be safe and it's not going to be safe. So I'm worried about that. I'm worried. We're gonna see. There's no point in buying gear at this point. We're not gonna win any fight we run into. This is not gonna happen. So we're gonna just go to Ganazar. The arrival of the Ordu army at the gates shocks everyone. Dread settling over the city at the thought that the Ordu are there to put Madaran to the sword. But contrary to expectations, the Ordu don't run amok through the streets. Instead, they set up their tents around the palace, forming a circle no one dares breach. All attempts at negotiation are refused, and the Ordu declaring that they only take orders from the Great Khan Galus. Announcing that they no longer require the Imperial Guard's protection, Galus dismisses the local garrison, giving them a week to leave Maldaran. Known for choosing his battles carefully, Dux Paulus complies. His troops leave the city without resistance, marching in silence, while the commoners pelt them with awful and spit curses at them while they go. The fact that the guards failed to do their duty and keep the savages from their borders had not gone unnoticed, raising questions about the guards' ability to defend the border and their allies. Galus' ploy secures absolute authority in Maldaran, and the Ordu become his insurance against challenge. For if he were to fail, who would control the Horde? You set free a magical construct that was locked in a tower for 382 years. Even though etiquette dictates the freed construct must offer to join your party, this particular specimen declines, citing a previous engagement. Okay. Partnered up with Marcus Vala, a man of questionable methods and reputation, to recover a power armor, fabled artifact of the olden days. This is getting Warhammer 40k kind of like. Power armor. You betrayed your guild for a chance to serve Lord Galus, the most powerful man of the realm. Again, we didn't have much choice with it. It was pretty much we got caught, and it was do that or not, or GameStop. I've figured out the talking game is basically you will be good at talking, and and if you're not good at something else, you're gonna just betray everyone. because eventually at some point in this game, everyone has their own goals and ambitions. And at some point, as soon as you get sent somewhere else, they're gonna say, "Work with me or die." And if you're a talker, you can't really convince them otherwise. Except maybe to die later in the case of that one guy. Beyond the embers of your own dying campfire, you mistook the lights of the holy city for a new constellation. So high were they above the horizon, over the 2 days of the craggy profile of the castle Ganazar sets the caravan's course, as if it were a lighthouse guiding you across the plain. The city's magic and mystery fades. However, as you come closer, the famous citadel squats grim and unadorned atop a massive hill, the city arranged in cascading levels on the slopes beneath, like rings of fungus choking the last vestiges of life from a ruined tree. Okay. Let's see real quick. Closer still, a shroud of smoke around the base of the hill marks the ordered chaos of the military camp. Purple banners snapping in the unforgiving plains wind proclaim the Sea of Tents, the domain of House Aurelian. The siege of Ganazar has begun. Find whoever's in charge. Master Haita the Shepherd, says Legatus, giving you an informal salute. Lord Galus has informed me that you're here to assess the situation in Ganazar. We'll do nothing until you return. Does Meru know? Lord Meru has been informed and is waiting for you. How do I get into the city? We're keeping our distance for now. The so-called faithful are arriving daily. We can turn back those who look like fighting men and let the rest enter the city. The more mouths Meru has to feed, the better. Leave. Okay. Let's try to boost our skills, but let's try to be a little smart with how we divide here. I'm going to try to boost lore because I have 6 and everything else, which I'm starting to think is pretty good. So I'm thinking that by getting lore up, at least I'll have something. And maybe I could do trading up to 6. And I'll have 6 in every talking skill. We'll do that. Odds are with 10 charisma and 6 in a talking skill, we won't be losing anymore. Uh-oh. Dead people. Heretics beware. Okay. We gotta watch out. Oh, can we not go up? Oh, there we go. Oh, they got like a isn't that called like the Ouroboros or something like that? Alright. What do you want? Yells one of the guards. You spot at least a few dozen of crossbowmen ready to welcome you to Ganazar. Tell Lord Maru that the Praetor of House Aurelian requests an audience. Stay where I can see you, yells the guards. The gates open slowly, revealing a score of soldiers standing ready to repel any attempt to attack. A bearded robed man steps forward and bows his head slightly. Brother Maru is expecting you, Praetor. I trust you can find the castle. Enter Ganazar. Now, just as a question, we didn't have any other map things, right? Okay. I just want to check. Okay, there's a mercenary there. What are you looking at? Demands the rough-looking man standing near the gates. His beaten bronze armor suggests its owner hasn't done well for himself. I haven't seen many mercenaries around here. Let's see that. So what? I'm curious what brought you here. I came to fight, says the man, to offer my sword in defense of the holy city. What made you a believer? A raider ran me through with a spear. I raised my shield in time, but the spear went through it like it wasn't there. Thought I was a goner, but the caravan master dropped me off at some village, and their wise woman managed to bring me back with her herbs and potions. She was the one who told me about Brother Maru and his teachings. It took me weeks to recover, so I just lay there and listened. Thinking to myself that if the gods give me a second chance, I'll go to Ganazar and pledge my sword to Maru. Well, here I am. I didn't see Maru yet, but I guess he's just busy. Okay, what did she tell you? What everyone knows, says the man, looking surprised. The Brother Maru used to be lord of the city, but he was a kind and just lord. He saw much suffering around him, and he wanted to make the people's lives better. He prayed for guidance, and the gods answered. They told him what he needs to bring them back. Brother Maru announced his title and started teaching people devotion toward the gods. When we are ready, the gods will return and establish their own kingdom, and we'll all live by their laws. Okay? We're a talker, so we're gonna be really nice to him. So I'm into that. I guess that's to be with you, brother. Because we've seen that there's a lot of tech stuff. So unless they're like techno, woman, what are they doing to us? Asks the desperate-looking woman. When you make a mistake of wandering too close to her, why won't they leave us alone? What are you talking about? The soldiers, they want to destroy the city, but the gods won't let them, would they? I'm not going to panic, people. Someone say, don't worry, my child, you're safe. The gods will strike down the wicked and reward the righteous. There's no reason why we should just ruin this person's day. The gods don't seem to be in a hurry, snaps an old man, joining the conversation. We've been at least here a month, and it's only getting worse. I take it you've lost your faith. You might say that, admits the old man, glancing. And then persuasion streetwise. Did you ever expect to be rewarded for showing up? The gods are testing you. They want to see if you're worthy of their love and care. They sent us the siege and the hardships to separate the wheat from the chaff. Which are you, old man? Okay, so I'm kind of curious. Should we start ingratiating ourselves to the populace? I'm going to say so. Success. You really think the gods will stop the Aurelians? Asked the old man. Maybe we could get them to help us. Seems a little manipulative, but if I've learned anything, this is the one thing. This is the one tool in our toolbox, and by golly, we're going to use it. we're going to use it. I know so. Mark my words, the city won't fall. Okay, wait. We're the emissary of the people coming in. Why would the gods work in mysterious ways? Aurelians haven't attacked, have they? Ask yourself why. Let's see. May the gods watch over you, says the old man, looking relieved in a moment. Okay, reputation increase. Maybe that'll help us. That might help us. by going around and being nice to people in the city, we might be able to get it to where when we get there, our only choice isn't join or die. Let's see. There's no way we're gonna be able to fight our way out. Okay, let's check around. Ooh, youth and lore master. You see a young man having a heated argument with an old lore master. A story I've heard says these gods of yours were created. A young man says stubbornly. The Magi made them. One of the patrons curses and reaches for his dagger, but the lore master stops him with an authoritative gesture. See, it was probably a good idea we didn't go around, just criticizing them all. Created, asked the lore master with disdain. Do you create an oak with a plant when you plant an acorn, or do you merely pray for it to find the soil fertile enough to sprout? The Magi found a way to plant the seeds containing the divine essence into mortal men who were humbled by the honor. The Magi, wise as they were, created neither the gods nor the divine essence that was used in the ritual. Banish such thoughts for they are nothing but blasphemy that will get you killed. He nods at the patron still clutching the dagger. Let's see. What makes you believe the essence was divine? That could get us in trouble. Say nothing, you'll live longer. Let's do that. let's say we're gonna ask him. That might be a bad idea, but we'll see. Your words are take the lore master aback. He eyes you with a contemptuous look, then says, "What other essence could it have been? It's starting a good starting tactic. Let your opponent do the talking and bury himself while you poke holes in his argument." Were there a lot of talk of Quintari demons? Okay, that could get us in trouble. Or we don't know. We don't know exactly what the Magi brought into our plane. He said the divine essence was divine, yet what proof do you have to offer? So I'm going to do that, because that sounds like we're about to get stabbed. Thread carefully, unbeliever. So we immediately branded ourselves. Okay. Thread carefully, unbeliever, lore master warns you, his thick eyebrows moving closer, reflecting his growing concern. The gods came to our aid, fought for us, bled for us, yet they couldn't be killed by mortal weapons. Immortality is the highest proof of the divine nature of our allies. For no mortal creature, no matter how big or ferocious, can cheat death. Many times our noble allies were grieved and wounded and had been carried away from the battlefield, only to be returned days later, their vigor renewed, their strength restored. And what do you have to say to that? Now, we don't care about proving him wrong or anything. We just want to kind of get the relationship up and going. So by talking, I'm hoping that I can kind of win some people over. That's possible. Might not be possible, but it's worth a try. All more reasons to be careful. Should they return, we will not be able to stop them. Or why did they come to our aid and leave so abruptly, leaving nothing but ruins behind? We're told it's because we turned our backs on them, which tells us nothing. Ooh. Which one's the safe one? I'm gonna do this, because that sounds like a threat. Which tells us nothing. What makes you think that your mind, limited and finite, can understand the gods who are incomprehensible and infinite? Your arrogance must be bottomless if you presume to be capable of such a feat. So we don't want to prove him wrong. We just want to kind of get him to like us. And I don't know if that's going to be that's probably not in the books. It's probably not in the books. It's probably not in the cards for us in the future. You don't seem to understand the sun you don't need to understand the sun to accept its light and warmth. You don't need to understand the gods to accept our love and guidance. Are you sure love and guidance are what they have in store for us? Let's see. What are you saying, unbeliever? Asked the lore master, his thick eyebrows coming closer, reflecting his growing concern. Why these godlike beings aren't benevolent and righteous, but malevolent and evil? Okay, now I have no choice but to annoy him. Maybe I should have tried this. Okay. Lore master stares at you a while, his distaste written on his face. A thief thinks every man steals. A cunning and deceitful man wonders if the gods are cunning and deceitful. A liar thinks the gods can't be trusted. Your questions reflect your nature, unbeliever. Be on your way. Okay, we didn't get stabbed, at least. That was what I was really worried about. But we didn't get to win him over, so. But you know what? Better than not trying, I guess. What we got? A zealot over there we got probably be careful of. if we talk to them. Got a few more people to talk to. Maybe we can still have a chance at raising our reputation before we go talk to this guy. Someone just shouted plague in the bottom left. You see a man in his 50s standing at the street corner. He has a deep-lined face, slightly bulging blue eyes, and easy confidence, which seems out of place in Lowtown. The blessing of the gods be upon you, says the raspy voice when you approach. Leave. Okay, that was it. Well, hold on. What time is it? We're looking at... Ooh, boy. I actually went a little longer than normal. Thank you for coming and watching, and thank you again. Wait, what? Thank you again, coming again. I can't kill anyone, which is a hilarious name for the fact that in this playthrough, that's very much true of my character right now. So, very, very relatable in that sense. Very appropriate name for watching this playthrough. So thank you for coming and thank you for giving giving the insight here and there. We're gonna probably leave it off here for right now, and we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, same time, and we'll be ready to go. All right, well, have a good one. See you later, and see you next week. Or if you come back to the later streams, or if you come, we do a different game every day of the week, but then we repeat them each day. Does that make sense? We do the same one each day, but different game each day of the week. So have a good one. Have a great week or weekend if we don't see you until next time. Have a good one. Bye.